Gondar was born in a small village nestled in the heart of a dense forest, far from the reaches of any major city. His parents were humble farmers, eking out a living from the fertile land. From a young age, Gondar learned the ways of the forest, hunting small game with a sling and gathering herbs for his mother's medicines. But tragedy struck when Gondar was just 6 years old. Bandits raided his village, burning homes and slaughtering the inhabitants. Gondar's parents were among the dead, and he was left to fend for himself in the wilderness. For weeks, Gondar survived on berries and the occasional small animal, using his wits and resourcefulness to evade predators and stay hidden from any would-be attackers. But as the days wore on, hunger gnawed at his stomach and loneliness at his soul. He longed for companionship, for someone to teach him the ways of the world beyond the forest. It was then that Gondar stumbled upon Sorik the hunter. The old man was tracking a magnificent stag, his blade flashing in the dappled sunlight. Gondar watched in awe as Sorik expertly brought down the beast, then approached him with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Sorik was surprised that boy could survive alone in the forest for a long time. He saw the potential in the young boy and took him under his wing, teaching him the ways of the forest and the art of the blade. Together, they traveled far and wide, seeking out rare game and earning a reputation as the finest hunters in the land. But Gondar's thirst for adventure and excitement soon led him down a darker path. He fell in with a group of thieves and cutpurses, learning the art of stealth and deception from the best in the business. Before long, he was pulling off daring heists and earning a fortune in ill-gotten gains. But Gondar never forgot his roots. He still had a sense of justice, and he used his skills to bring down corrupt officials and tyrannical rulers. He became a bounty hunter, taking on the most dangerous and elusive targets in the land. And with each successful hunt, his reputation grew. But then Sorik was condemned as a criminal after killing a prince's prized Helket. His next prey was Whiteclear. Gondar knew that capturing Sorik would not be easy. His mentor was a wily and experienced hunter, and Gondar would need to use all of his skills to track him down. He set out into the wilderness, following the clues that Sorik had left behind. He could sense that his former mentor was always one step ahead of him, leaving just enough evidence to keep Gondar on his trail. As Gondar pursued Sorik deeper into the forest, he began to feel a sense of unease. He knew that his former mentor was a dangerous man, capable of anything in order to evade capture. And yet, he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, as though Sorik was leading him into a trap. Finally, Gondar caught sight of Sorik up ahead, moving quickly through the underbrush. Gondar drew his blade and gave chase, his agile form moving gracefully through the trees. Sorik heard the sound of Gondar's footsteps behind him and quickened his pace. But Gondar was faster, leaping from branch to branch with ease until he was right behind Sorik. Sorik turned around, a look of surprise on his face. But Gondar was ready. With a swift move, he disarmed his former mentor and had him pinned to the ground in a matter of seconds. Sorik struggled against Gondar's grip, but the younger hunter was too strong. Gondar with one clear cut ended Sorik live and escorted him back to the nearest town to face judgment for his crime. As they walked, Gondar couldn't help but feel conflicted. Sorik had taught him everything he knew about hunting and tracking, and had even saved his life on more than one occasion. In the end, Gondar's expert hunting skills had prevailed over his former mentor. And he knew that he had done the right thing for him, even if it meant sacrificing the bond he had shared with Sorik. It was first, and last, bounty that was unclaimed to him. Gondar was not a man who enjoyed killing. He was, however, very good at it. He had honed his skills over many years, and he knew exactly how to strike his target with precision and deadly force. He was a creature of the night, moving with the agility and grace of a panther. He was small and wiry, able to slip through the smallest of spaces and disappear into the shadows. Gondar was not a man of many words. He preferred to let his actions speak for themselves. He was fiercely independent and had little patience for those who tried to tell him what to do. He was a man of few vices. He didn't drink, smoke, or gamble. His only indulgence was his love of a good fight. He relished the challenge of taking on someone who was just as skilled as he was, and he had a reputation for never backing down from a fight. Despite his formidable reputation, Gondor was not invincible. He had been injured many times in his line of work, and he knew that one day, his luck would run out. But until that day came, Gondor would continue to stalk his prey through the shadows, using all of his skills and instincts to capture those who thought they could outrun him. He was a hunter, and there was nothing he loved more than the thrill of the chase. He had come a long way from the scared little boy in the forest, and he knew that there was no limit to what he could achieve. For the right price, Gondor could find anyone, no matter how well they were hidden. And for the right price, even the most powerful and feared figures in the land would cower in fear at the mere mention of his name.